Hello, everyone, and welcome to ISTE's Game and Simulations Network, first series on Minecraft and more. So this broadcast is going to focus specifically on how to get started with Minecraft. The Games and Simulations Network will be bringing a variety of events to our membership on topics of all kinds of digital games and simulations as related to teaching and learning. So remember to please visit the ISTE website at iste.org. All ISTE members are eligible to join the Games and Simulations Network by going to Connect and then My Communities. Tonight we have 4 panelists that are in varying stages of working with Minecraft, and they work in different educational environments. So with us tonight we have Trish Cloud, Kim Harrison, Kay Novak, and Karen Richardson. We also have Tanya Martin filling in and helping sort of drive a character through Minecraft. So that'll be our person driving through. And we also have Christina Tones, who's also working a bit on Minecraft as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll have everyone introduce themselves. So we'll go ahead and start with Trish.
Hi, I'm Trish Cloud. I work at Grand Oak Elementary in Huntersville, North Carolina. We're part of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School Systems. I started Minecraft clubs at my school as an after-school club. I started 3 years ago, and it has been extremely popular. I've had my first year, I had 75 kids in my after-school club, and I've had divided up into semesters at a new school I'm at, and I've run 45 children, grades 1 through 5, for the past 2 semesters, and I just had my first meeting of this year Monday. So it's been extremely popular, and I'm very happy to say that my district is now supporting Minecraft EDU.
Very cool. Thank you. Next up, we have Kim.
Oops, she's muted.
Actually, Karen, do you want to introduce yourself and Kim then?
Sure. I'm Karen Richardson, and I'm the Executive Director of the Virginia Society for Technology and Education, which is the ISTE affiliate here in Virginia. And I think I'm sort of talking about VSTE's presence in Minecraft later. And with me is Kim Harrison, who's been a long time VSTE member, but also a really important volunteer as part of our organization in helping us with our presence in Second Life for a long time, and now in Minecraft. And I'll see if I can unmute Kim.
Hi, I'm Tanya Martin, and I'm just kind of here to help out. Very interested in all these new things in Minecraft. I'm in Broward County, the 6th largest school district in the nation. And we do have a few classrooms that are beginning to use Minecraft, but they are not using them quite to the extent that I've seen Kim doing in Virginia and what Trish is doing in North Carolina. So I'm here to learn as well.
All right. Christina?
I'm Christina Thonis, and I am a school library media coordinator in Mooresville, North Carolina. And I have explored Minecraft just personally and through different online events, learned a lot from Trish, I will say. I haven't been able to sneak it into my school yet, but I've always interested in learning more about it so that one day I may be able to.
All right, and Kay.
Hey everybody, I'm Kay Novak, and I'm the current chair of the Games and Simulation Network for ISTE, and you're seeing some of our Flickr. This was done from a tour that we did about a year ago. We did a Minecraft Unsymposium. We'll be doing another Minecraft Unsymposium coming up, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about how we did this as a one-time professional development event. And I spent about the last 18 months working and designing a games MOOC that we just finished up with at the beginning of this year. So you'll also hear a little bit about that. And Christina Tones is going to talk with me also about how we did a Minecraft challenge and how you can kind of do it as a one-time event. Maybe you don't have the time to invest in months and months to develop it up. Maybe you just want to do a one-time thing. So we'll tell you about that.
Thank you. So basically, since September is traditionally the start of the school year, we figured we'd get you guys started with Minecraft to give you a look at this tool and looking at this virtual environment and seeing what's out there and having fun in the sandbox and seeing how other people, other educators are using it in their classroom and at their educational institutions. So everyone sort of gave you a brief review of what they're going to do. So now I guess we can turn it over and let people have at it. So first off, we're going to have Karen and Kim and talk about how they've recently just set up their Minecraft server, and teachers of Virginia have been involved to enter the world and play so they can learn more about this game. So without further ado, go ahead, Karen.
Okay, great. And it looks like Kim got unmuted, yay, because I think we definitely need to hear her talk at least about that lava story, right? So I'm not going to take very long here. As I said, I run VSTE, and I've been the executive director for the last 5 years, and VSTE has been a leader in virtual environments since 2003, 2000, no, how long, Kim? You know,
well,
5, 6, 7 years?
2006.
6. We've had a really active presence in Second Life. We've done a lot of professional development there. I think it's been really a really successful outreach. And so getting started with Minecraft just made sense for us as a professional development organization. Our goal is to, really help people understand these new technologies. And in particular, I think Minecraft was intriguing because Second Life's great, but it had all sorts of issues in terms of limitations for kids who could be in there, and maybe a steeper learning curve, I think, than something like Minecraft does. And with teachers, a lot of, they're responsive to what their kids are doing. And in this case, it is the idea that your kids are coming into class and saying, oh, I'm doing this and that on Minecraft at home. And so now teachers can connect with that student interest and use it as an engagement point for them and as a learning point for them. So it really just made a lot of sense for us to get involved in it. Technically, I can tell you that we are buying our server space from Beast Node, and I believe it was, it's maybe $100 a year commitment to have up to 30 people in our particular Minecraft space. So I think that was that the low end cost of the whole thing was one no-brainer for us. It just made sense. And then the second piece was, because we do have leaders like him in virtual environments, we also were able to kind of open it up and let her run with it. But I'll say this, I liked Second Life, but it never sort of intrigued me. Minecraft I find incredibly easy to use and just fun. Like, I'm having a great time building my little house and finding that squid and doing screencasts, and so as a grown-up, I'm having fun with it and seeing all sorts of ways that I'm going out and learning things too. And I think it's, Kim will talk about going out and sort of perusing the Minecraft wikis, where I'm sure all the directions have been written by 5th graders, and sort of getting involved in that learning community as well. Other people have figured things out. I can benefit from their knowledge, and then I can share my knowledge as well. So it was a no-brainer for our organization, and where we are right now is exactly what I think Chris said, which is, okay, we've got the space, it's fairly easy to use. Now, how do we make that connection to teaching and learning? And it'll start with people like him having after-school clubs and people like Trish having after-school clubs, but we're hoping it can be one of those things that moves from there into the classroom and really show teachers the opportunities here that they can use it in powerful ways in their classrooms. And so I think that's really VSTE's goal here, and we certainly rely on people like Kim and this incredible Second Life team that we've had to kind of move us forward in this area. But I suspect that it's going to be one of those where other people will now arrive, teachers who are very much interested. So we're planning our first event, I believe, on November 3rd as an introduction to our particular place and kind of outreach to our membership, although membership in VSTE is free, so I encourage people to join. But, reach out to some of the Virginia teachers and start doing some introductions and start doing some of this kind of professional development as well. So that's my take for the evening, and I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody else as well. So I will turn it over to Kim to talk a little bit about what she's doing.
Okay, so I'm Kim Harrison. I'm a K-5 computer resource specialist in a school in Virginia Beach, and I'm hoping very much to become the very first school in Virginia Beach to have a Minecraft club. To date, Minecraft software has not been allowed in our school system, but I have a principal this year who believes in letting kids have fun learning and take charge of their own learning, and so she's actually signed off on the request to have the software, and now it's in the hands of the Department of Technology. So, everybody, good thoughts. I hope that we're here soon.
That's so great.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, I must say something to my principal about it almost every day, and she's probably a little tired of hearing about it. Wishing she hadn't signed that paperwork, but so we're waiting. So we were delighted to get this because when we go to the VSTE conference and share with members who are not in virtual worlds about our virtual world experience, they always want to know, can my kids go? Can I take my students? And we have to say, well, no, Second Life is really a place for you to network with other educators and develop other kinds of connections that you can then bring to your kids. But no, we wouldn't recommend bringing your kids there. So this is perfect. And right now, it's just a world where we can come and play with each other and figure out, I'm trying to set the time today again so Grid doesn't get scared there. Figure out what we can do in Minecraft, knowing full well that once we get our own places where we can have our students, they're going to be teaching us. Right now at my school, I'm doing my typical start of the year internet safety lessons that I have to do. And I go around even with the little guys, the first graders, and say, are you in any worlds where you can talk to people that you don't know? Because, we want to talk about netiquette and safety and realize that those people are strangers and not to give your personal information and all that stuff. And when somebody mentions Minecraft and I come back with the smallest remark that indicates to them that I know what that is and I play too, they can hardly stand it. They're so excited. So my biggest fear is when we get our club going that we're going to have so many kids that want in right now, we can't possibly handle it. But I'll deal with that joy when it comes. So Grid's going to teleport to some special places that we have. We're just adults. We're getting here. We're learning how. So we've done a little bit of building. The buildings are kind of all spread out. We kind of all found our own space to play in. So she's going to show you her screen, and I believe that she is at Karen Richardson's house, Witchy Richie's house. And Grid, do you want to tell us what you see? I'll come there too. Let's see, TP. If I just TP to you, see if that works. Yep. Whoops. Oh no. Oh, so we're still here.
Yeah, I think Grid has not teleported yet.
I will teleport to Karen's house. And while I'm doing that, I'll tell you that we had entirely other builds here when we started. This is the same land, but most of our original builds are gone. Like I was working on the Great Wall of China because I thought, well, this will impress our second grade teachers who have to teach this. I'll show them my Great Wall of China in Minecraft, and they'll support me in my effort to get it into the schools. But it's gone because one day I decided to play with TNT. And what I really wanted to do was like flatten some land because the land that spawned for us was kind of crazy. There's too much water. There's a lot of mountainous areas and horrible treed areas that you can't build on. So I thought I'm going to flatten the space with this TNT. not knowing what I was doing. So I took out some TNT, I took out some torches. I couldn't light it. I didn't know how to do it. So I think I kind of just left the TNT laying around. And our friend Vasily thinks
Always
that
a good safe practice.
that might be why when I returned a couple weeks later, most everything was on fire. And there was lava everywhere. And then Vasily had to teach me how to get the buckets of water to put the lava out and get the empty buckets to clean up the water. And so we're back in control. But, okay, so I don't see grid near me, and you can't see my screen. So grid, if you type /TP space capital K for Sons, you'll come where I am. And you can show Karen's beautiful purple house. There she is. So I'll move out of her view, and you should be able to see. There you go. So Karen has this cute little purple house with white columns. It's very fancy. She's got windows, and she wasn't in Minecraft until just a few weeks ago. So look, she's got vines growing all over, and it's beautiful.
So you talked a little bit about what you were doing, but what did you do when you first got it out of the box, when you first hopped into the server?
I guess the first thing we did was make sure it was creative, and then figured out how to fly by double-clicking the space bar, and then just sort of flew around and experimented and looked at what was here. And another friend was named Timmy Boy, and he helped me change the spawn, or the place that you start area, to a nicer place than whatever it originally was. I can't remember where we landed, but it was just an impossible terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just started looking around and seeing what was here, and try to coordinate that building versus destroying thing that you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because most of the time you click and you're breaking something, and that takes a little getting used to and figuring out on a Mac and on a PC what it is you do to actually place a block down instead of digging holes. So the next thing we want to show you is where we've started experimenting with redstone, because all the fabulous builds that you see on YouTube and so forth seem to be machines that people have made, and they're using redstone, which I guess is like equivalent to electricity. So if we go /TP -253, whoops, I left out the minus. And Grid, you can use the trick of just TP to me again in a minute when I get there. 64. Okay, so you can teleport to me if you want to.
I think actually she's getting back in. I think she crashed out.
Oh, okay, all right.
She's going to come back in.
So I had seen redstone.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to the wiki to read about it, and honestly, that doesn't do much for me. I really have to just get in there and try with it. So eventually I thought, well, what could happen? I made sure I wasn't near anybody's build, but I wasn't going to burn it up like I had before, and I just started playing with the 4th grade electricity that I know, and made a little circuit that lights a light over here, and I so excited about that. I just kept turning it on and off, on and off. It was just thrilling. And then I watched a little video about how to make a door that would open with a touch plate that you step on. And so I did that, and then I made double doors, and then I added those to my house. So next we'll take you to where my little house is, and then we'll pass off to somebody else. So I'm going to teleport to, go ahead.
So did you close your environment to outside people, or do you have an open server?
You know, this is so funny. I did the same thing on VSTE Island in Second Life. I accidentally destroyed our pavilion a couple of times, actually. And so we always think, oh my gosh, we've got griefers. Somebody's coming in And then when we look back and think about it, we go, no, it was Kim. In the meantime, we did close it, just in case it was somebody else. So probably I'm the one that shouldn't be allowed on our little island. But we did decide to whitelist it, and in the back of my head, I was thinking, maybe we'll get to the point someday where we can invite kids that we know to be here, as long as we know who all the adults are. I don't know if that'll happen, but I think the island would really take off and get more interesting if we had some children, even if they're relatives, playing with us. So this is my little house, and here goes my touch plate. My door opens, and I have ladders that go up to the second and third floor. And so, and I built this house watching a YouTube video too. So much for creativity. I'd rather copy.
No, that's fine. Actually, that's another question I had. Is so how did you learn how to do it? So did you get any sort of formal training, or is it more just trial and error? Is it collaborating with other educators?
I have a son who's in his late 20s who's had Minecraft since it was at $5 to get a character. So he has quite elaborate builds on his little personal server, and he actually came over a couple of times last year when I was trying to learn this and spent several hours with me. So I picked up some skills then, but when Vasily built sort of a castle for VSTE in the middle of things, I thought, well, I want a house nearby, and I want it to be sort of a medieval house. So I looked that up on YouTube, found one that looked pretty simple to do. The guy explained it very well, and I just watched one step and came and did it, and then watched the next step and came and did that, and there you go.
Yeah, I have to say that's a very common thing. Whenever I see a lot of students using Minecraft, it's always funny that they have they have Minecraft up on their computer, and they usually have some other device to watch videos.
Yeah, it's a good starting point anyway.
Very cool. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll move on. So next up we have Trish talking about setting up a Minecraft club.
Okay, this started for me a couple years ago. We got 60 iPads at our school. We had a lab with 30 desktops, but we also got 60 iPads. I've been playing Minecraft since about 2009. I think that's when I bought the beta, and didn't play it a whole lot, but what I did know about it was that it was very creative and that it seemed like a really easy game that was easy in the sense that it was easily accessible. It wasn't complicated with a lot of rules. And it also struck me as being a video game that was very kid-friendly. So when we got the iPads at school, I approached my principal. I started with administration, and I asked him if it would be okay for me to do a Minecraft club. His first question is, how are you going to pay for it? And I came up with a rough estimate. I had already talked to Minecraft EDU and gotten a quote for the 30 desktop licenses, and I knew how much the Pocket Edition cost. And so I told my principal what amount of money I was looking at, and I said, what I suggest we do is that to get in the club, you have to pay X amount of dollars, and that will finance the game for the school. And he said, okay, and I put a poster up on Friday, and by 9 o'clock on Monday morning, I had stipulated on the poster that when they signed up, they had to give me a check or cash in order to secure a spot. And I said that the first 60 who brought me money would get in the club. And by 9 o'clock Monday morning, I had 100 kids signed up. And within a couple of weeks, I had the club up and going, and at first it was just 60 kids. It was just 60 kids who just sat and they played Minecraft on the iPads. And at this time, we didn't have the right kind of Wi-Fi connection at our school, so they weren't even able to play together in game, but they were so excited to be with other friends of their age in the same room, playing the same game, talking about what they were playing as they were playing. It didn't matter. It took a couple weeks for us to get Minecraft EDU and get it up on the computers. Once that happened, we brought more kids in. So by the end of the year, it was running 75 kids a session. And it was a huge success, and they enjoyed it. And I had to replicate the process at another school the next year. But since that time, my district has really taken notice of how well it's used, not only as an after-school club, but how you can actually integrate it into subject matter. Last year, I had girls who used it in science, in math, and in social studies. And my teachers at my school now are ready to do projects with me in technology where their class will come to technology, and instead of doing something like keyboarding or learning how to format a document or something, we're going to go into Minecraft and do a project for that particular subject. For example, second grade in North Carolina every year in the fall does a unit on communities, and where they have to learn about communities and how communities work and who works in communities and all that kind of thing. So what we're going to have the second grade classes do are they are going to break their classes into smaller groups, and each group will have a mayor. And the mayor will delegate responsibilities to the members of his communities. And then the communities will come into technology and go into Minecraft and build their community and do their project where the teacher will have a list of the things that they're supposed to have in their community so that the community they build will be their project, their final project for this social studies unit on communities. So that's one way we're going to be using it with second grade this year. And I know that fifth grade is still wanting to do things with Williamsburg, because we do a big unit on Williamsburg in the colonial times. So,
and that's Williamsburg, Virginia?
Yes.
It sounds apropos for your guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Trish, I was just wondering, do your club, you're actually supporting this after-school club, but as you move into the teachers doing it in their classroom, how are these teachers learning about Minecraft and how to use it?
Well, the teachers express curiosity at this point. I actually had a PD after school one day. One of the great things about Minecraft EDU is they have what they call a tutorial world, which is it is specifically for those people who have never laid their hands on the game before, which there's not a whole lot of them left. But teachers are a lot of them. And what it does is it starts you out. It tells you how to move the controls. There are signs along the way that tell you how to jump, how to move forward, how to turn, and you work through this whole obstacle course of challenges, essentially, that teach you how to move around in the game and how to build, how to find materials, the works. So I offered a PD after school last spring for our teachers who wanted to learn about Minecraft, and I took them through Tutorial World. I only had like 5 teachers show up, but the ones who showed up were very enthusiastic about it. Others wanted to be there, but they had to be somewhere else. But as you all know, teachers are being pulled in 15 different directions most days. So they were not able to come, but I know that if they ever come again, that I can take them into Tutorial World and they can learn how to build and they can learn how to do things there, and then it sort of sets you loose out in the world, so that if you're in survival mode, you kind of know what to do. But the teachers are very, very, very interested because they know the engagement is there. And they know that if they just say the word Minecraft in their classroom, they immediately have 20 pairs of rapt eyeballs on them, just staring at them going, what can we do to do this? And it's it just...
Who was a harder sell, the parents or the teachers, in terms of putting Minecraft in school?
Neither. Parents are totally for it because they're the ones who are signing their kids up. I mean, and this is a suggestion for Kim. When you get ready to have sign up, you've got to do it in a way that it is totally fair and that all parents have equal access to. My principal made he posted it on social media last year, and within 10 minutes I had 60 kids because all the moms were on Facebook and they saw it. And so this year I created a Google form. I discovered that the best way to do sign-ups for a Minecraft club is to have a Google form because the responses are fed and time and date stamped into a response spreadsheet.
Oh, that's good.
And so there can be no argument over who signed up first.
Did you have any kind of application process? Did they have to write an essay or anything?
Oh, no. This is an after-school club, and it's more from... You know, it's more to give them like a social setting to play Minecraft. And at the beginning of the club Monday when we sat down, I went over things. I tell them, I said, tell me what a troll is. Tell me what griefing is. And I go through and explain to them that that behavior is not acceptable. That how we behave in virtual worlds is how we are to behave in real worlds and vice versa. And that this will not go on in here, and that this is a time for creation, not destruction. And then I made them, I gave them suggestions on what their creative builds could be. They could do digital storytelling. They could build an amusement park, and I showed them examples of amusement parks in Minecraft because that incorporates the redstone. I said it can be any kind of epic build, like a city or an ancient time or castles. And then I said, you pick what you're going to do, but give me a plan. Tell me what you're planning on doing. So when I walk over there, I can see that you're creating and that you're planning and that you're working together and that it's really something that you want to sink your teeth into. And the other one is that they could build a game, like a game from TV, like Wipeout, if they wanted to build that, and that they wanted to see what they could do with it. And they're all totally into it. The only part that was is when we play at my school, we don't have a server, a single server. We run servers off the desktop. So each team has a server started that will hold 5 or 10 kids on a server. But I never ask for essays or anything like that. I just open it up and I create a Google form, and just this year I had my principal do a Connect Ed message where he said the link for the form will be on the school's website at 7 o'clock at this date. And that's when sign-up started.
Did you have a limitation in terms of age? You know, like different grades or anybody?
I don't take kindergarten because they're just, when you first come into kindergarten in elementary school, you're still kind of little. First grade is as low as I'll go, and generally speaking, first graders stay on the iPads. Basically, a lot of it has to do with the mere fact that maneuvering in Minecraft on a desktop is difficult for a child who has not used a desktop a lot. The whole the whole action of mouse and hand at the same time is kind of difficult for first graders. So most of my first graders stay on the iPads, and second through fifth grade are on the desktops. But
and
I have had
pretty
first grade.
even distribution of grades and genders.
It's getting better.
Oh.
My Minecraft club last fall, I think I had 3 girls.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, but this year I think there's about 10.
Out
So
of
the
how many?
45.
And you have all 45 students at the same time?
Yes.
You
And
had a little video that we were going to see. How about if you tell us a little bit, because this is a picture of your students, correct?
yes.
And I think the audio is not very loud, but if you could kind of describe to us what's going on.
Sure. Okay, this was last year's fall club. Hold on, let me get to where I'm seeing the video. Okay, this is a couple of first grade girls. They are very excited because they are in survival mode and they're building houses. This was shot by one of our moms. She was going around to everyone in the club, and they were all so excited with what they were doing. And so she's showing how her and Julia are building a house together. One of the great things that we discovered this year is that with our connection of Wi-Fi at our school, that the iPads, up to 5 iPads, will connect at one time. So 5 kids could be in the same world. And this is one of my 5th grade girls, and she's working on the Survival Quest Challenge, and she's been checking things off, and you have to fish at one point, you have to build a house, you have to build a 2-story house, you have to catch so many fish, and these are some more of my girls from last year, and they're building a huge roller coaster. They had decided they were going to go for the biggest roller coaster they could possibly build. But as you can kind of see, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there is just this roar in the background because you've got 45 kids in one room, and they're all talking, and they're all looking things up, and they're all trying to figure out how are we going to do this, and they all range in ages from 6 to 10. And this is one of the great... Go ahead.
And Trish, here's what I wanted to interject. Because I've talked to you and you've shown me this stuff before, but when it comes to assignments and assessments here, I really have to think of actually it's Merrill's Principles of Instruction, and with Merrill's Principles of Instruction, we don't see this a lot, but it's the integration phase. And when learners are encouraged to integrate the knowledge or skills, and they're given an opportunity to publicly demonstrate their knowledge of skills. And in our classrooms these days, and in online learning, and whether it's higher ed or K through 12, we give them some opportunities to do it, but that's all I'm seeing here. Is I'm seeing kids just so excited to learn and then to show off their new skills, which I think is phenomenal.
That little boy right there, he was doing something really complicated that I still don't know how to do, but this is a first, actually he was a kindergartner last year, so I did have a kindergartner last year because his older brother was in there. He's just learned to write, and what he had done is he could figure out that if he took a quill and a book, he could write. So he was typing out and practicing his writing using that book and quill. The other boy was building an iron golem so that it would protect him so he could keep doing what he was doing and have this iron golem that would stand around and protect him. These boys are building an amusement park, and they're building a metal detector so that you'll be safe when you enter their amusement park. So there's just all kinds of things going on. I had boys last year that built a working elevator, and they were so excited when they built that working elevator. And in fact, it was the boys right here who were in I was a second grader and a third grader who built the working elevator, and they were just so excited. And you can see they can't stand still because they can't even sit down. They have to
I just
stand.
noticed that they were standing up, and well, of course they're boys, so they're not going to sit anyway. But
Yeah.
but it's kind of cute that they're
as a girl, please.
Oh, that's
But you see that a lot with the boys and girls when they get in there, because they're kind of short anyway, and the chairs, they sink them down kind of low.
yeah.
9 times out of 10, you'll find the boys or girls standing at the desk because they're just so into it, and they just are constantly, Miss Cloud, come look, come look, come look, come look, come look. And and it's like I'm always just wanting to like commemorate it, so that's why I'm really glad that I'm learning machinima. So I'm going to be shooting a lot of video this year of the maps as they create them, and so I can put them on our YouTube channel so people can see the progression of what these kids are doing, because I don't have to be an expert. I do not have to know how to play this game well. They know that I can give them a lot of answers, but one of the greatest tools I give them is say, look it up for yourself. And I give them a suggestion on how to keep a picture up in the corner if they want to work by that. But they know how to look things up for themselves too, because that teaches them, and heck, they already know how to find most everything anyway, because half of them spend all their TV time watching YouTube videos about Minecraft. So they're already really super experts. So it is, it's just really cool that it's, I now know of about 5 schools in my district that also have Minecraft clubs. So it's slowly spreading across the district with other people picking it up and running with it, because it's such a great tool for kids.
And we did have one question about the cost. What was?
Okay, Minecraft EDU is my personal favorite because of the fact it has so many great tools already integrated in it that are specifically designed for teachers, and it has a great community of teachers who are always sharing ideas and maps and resources that they use in their classrooms, all the way from kindergarten age all the way up through college age people that are on the Google Plus community. Regular Minecraft costs $30 a license, or $30, and that's your personal license that's attached to you and the computer that you have it on. Minecraft EDU is done a little bit differently. It is about half the cost of Minecraft, regular Minecraft. I think it runs around $15, maybe a little less. I think when we got 31 licenses last year, it was right around $500. And with that, you get the server tool, you get Minecraft, you get the EDU mod that goes with it, and the game is then attached to the computer. So if you have 31 licenses, 31 people can be playing Minecraft. They don't necessarily have to be on the same computer all the time. I have 31 licenses at my school. Sometimes I'll bring up one of the licenses on my computer at home because I'm working on something I'm going to use in school later. You just only have that number of licenses, so they can be used by different people. It's more attached to a computer than it is attached to a person, so it ends up working a whole lot better. There are tools in there to where you can make assignments, and when the student logs in to Minecraft, the assignment immediately comes up, and they see their assignment over where you see all the messages and chat in regular Minecraft. The teacher has control to freeze students if that's a teaching point that needs to be made. The teacher also has the power to teleport students back to spawn to give items. and can even fly around the world invisible if you just want to observe what the students are doing in game and don't want them to know that you're there. So it's a great spying tool. And truly, one of the biggest benefits of it is the fact that it is about half the price of Minecraft, regular Minecraft. And you know, it's and someone had asked a question about maps. Maps are the worlds that you play in, and so if I have kids come in and I have one group of students working on a particular project and they don't get finished, I can save their map or it saves their world. And then if I wanted to, and say the girls who built the Revolutionary War project, if someone who was using Minecraft EDU at another school wanted to see or participate in that world, I could copy the world and send it to them, and they can load it into their Minecraft EDU, and that world will be there, and they could go into it. So it's a way of saving the worlds and moving them around or sharing them if you want to. So, any other questions or anything? Oh, well, that was fun. I can talk about Minecraft until the moon turns blue. It's very close to my heart because I see the joy on these kids' faces every Monday, and they know it's Minecraft Monday because Miss Cloud wears her Minecraft T-shirts to school, and they come in. I have Steve's head stuck on my wall. I've got a creeper head stuck on my wall. I've got a creeper painted on my window, and so they know it's Minecraft Day, and I keep Minecraft books on my desk that they can read when they get through with their work, and it's just I love to see that kind of passion in a kid. That's something that's really good for them and they're that passionate about, because there's not a lot of passion about a lot of good things. This is a good thing to be passionate about.
Yeah, and I think the other great thing is the video. The video definitely does a lot to sort of convey the excitement and to really show and let people experience what's going on. But it does look like Kim does have a question for you.
Okay.
I do have a question. So it sounds like you have a huge computer lab or space to work in. If you have a server for every 5 to 10 kids, is someone playing on that server as well?
Yeah, it does, because when we run them, I would say if you're running a server off a computer desktop, it will hold 5 kids. If you get much over 10, it might get bogged down. That's what I experienced last spring when I had maybe 15 on one server. Okay. But this is not even running off a Mac Mini. This is one of the HP desktops.
Awesome. So these are 5 simultaneous users?
Yeah, actually you take a computer and you start the server on that one, and then 5 computers connect to that computer. And
okay, so they're users in your classroom, but they're not streamed. It's a secure network within your school.
Right, because our district has done away with local servers, and so Minecraft EDU has said that they are going to be launching a cloud-based server tool sometime this fall. And our district has been very slow and methodical in going into the server route, because of the fact that a good example is this summer when we were at ISTE, I was approached by a couple of different instructors from different areas who their districts had just got servers and opened them up, and then they had, like, the cows were everywhere. They had a real hard time controlling the amount of people and situations in a district with the server just being wide open to everybody. So our district is taking it slow, even though we know that we love to have the schools connected to where there could be collaboration going on between schools in the district. But at the same time, we need to approach it in a very methodical way to where it doesn't suddenly become a firestorm. So at this point, a very secure and safe way to do it is to just run your servers off the desktops. And what I end up doing is I have each team that's working on something, they're their own world, and so I just have them running off one server. And it also cuts down on any kind of possible monkey business of throwing potions all over people or knocking somebody's house down, even if it's on accident, that kind of thing.
No, it's very cool. I like that you're using using it on one desktop. So you're using basically 6 desktops for 5 users, because one of the desktops is serving as the server.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it keeps the cost down because, you know, if you go with a local server within the school, you have to buy the computer that's going to do that. And if you go with a cloud-based server, that's going to require a monthly fee. So at this point, it's still the best option we have right now.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So next up, we have Kay and Christina to talk about setting up one-time events. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to Kay, and we'll continue on.
Okay. What I'll talk to you about is what we did for the Minecraft Unsymposium. And we had this last year. Basically, we did a Friday night and a Saturday, and we did 10 hours of jumping onto Minecraft server, doing lots of Google Panel stuff, Hangout stuff like we're doing now, and broadcasting exactly what was going on the Minecraft server. So what I wanted to tell you about really was how you can do this without, feeling like you have to invest in Minecraft EDU or or anything else for that matter. I'm just going to show you some pictures. We already had the place set up, and we also, and this was, we kind of did it a little differently. Now, Kim's described how she's done it, and Trish described how she did it. Well, I actually contracted with the architectural firm of Mousy Moose and Giraffe 619, and they were friends 10 and 12-year-old. And basically, this 10 and 12-year-old went to town, and they built up lots of areas on our main Minecraft server. And what we decided to do then was to go ahead and have a Minecraft challenge. Now the problem with the Minecraft challenge was that you have to build, and we didn't want to take anything down. So what we ended up doing was basically getting a very small Minecraft server where we could do this Minecraft challenge. And I'm going to turn it over to Christina just for a little bit so she can tell you about some of the different Minecraft challenges that are out there with building and things to do. And then I'll come back and I'll tell you about ours specifically. So take it away, Christina.
Well, my main experience with Minecraft has been working with, I first started playing with my teenage daughter, as some other people have mentioned, that you kind of learn with a kid at home a lot of times. And one of the things I've noticed is that she has watched a lot of Let's Play type videos on YouTube that have different challenges that other people have done. Now, some of these YouTube videos for sure are not for a child audience. My daughter is now in college, so there's some language issues in some of them, but the challenges are still kind of interesting. And I did find a, hopefully you can see my screen, I found a page of how to create different Minecraft mini games as just a good resource for thinking about different things that you could have kids doing or that you could set up for them in Minecraft if you wanted to do some different challenges. And there's a link to this on the research document that I believe that we are sharing also. So there's a lot. There's, they can play golf. There was an archery tournament, leap of faith where they're jumping off a very high point. But each of these, it has this list And then also you can click on, the title, and it explains how to set it up. As YouTube has been mentioned as a resource many times, and just Googling different types of Minecraft challenges, you'll find all kinds of resources. The Minecraft wikis have all kinds of information. And as a librarian, it's all about the resources and where you can find great ideas. So that is what I wanted to share.
I'm wondering if these challenges are, or if they're not, they could certainly be aligned to some kind of standards, right? I
Sure.
mean, whatever the content area of that teacher happens to be, you might be able to find challenges that are probably more closely aligned to, say, mathematics or science or history.
Yeah, you might be, it'd be interesting to set up something that had to do with ecosystems, some kind of challenge that, where you're seeing what kind of animals survive in a certain area or something like that. I hadn't thought through all of that, but I'm sure that you could.
Wow, that's very cool. That's a great resource. Thank you. Didn't know about this.
Okay, so to tell you a little bit more about our Minecraft challenge, and Christina, you go ahead and jump in too. Here is one of the contenders, and then here was another one. Now this was done when we had a bunch of college students come in, and our Minecraft challenge actually was developed by Sherry Jones and Stephen Getter, and they did a Rhetorics and Games MOOC about a year ago. And when they had the college students go in was actually exploring the rhetorical theories for analyzing the meaning, and especially a meaning in games. So their Minecraft challenge was actually going ahead and having them build this. But we needed more space. And the reason we needed more space was because the project you had to build, and this was the winner. By the way, a 12-year-old won our Minecraft Unsymposium Build Challenge that was built for college students. Your project had to be a minimum of 10 blocks wide, at 10 blocks high, and it cannot be less than 50 blocks in any direction. So because of that, we really needed a space to go ahead and do this on. And I mean, that's a real dilemma or conundrum that happens. You have the students come build these gorgeous things, and then if you want to use the world again, you gotta knock it down. So we ended up just renting this extra server for 30 days, and we even just named it 30 days. And it was all because of our Minecraft challenge requirements. And this is where we actually got it from. And I mean, there's lots of other places out there, but we got it from Fluctus. They were a really nice company. They're actually located over in Belgium, which is kind of funny. They gave us great customer service. And I do have to let you know that if you want to pay rather than in PayPal or a credit card, they will even let you pay in Bitcoins. And we just rented a place. We knew that not everybody would be participating in this. So while our regular Minecraft server had a capacity up to 100, we just did this one to 30 so we could have the contestants come. And Christina, this was your entry, wasn't it? Do I have that right?
My entry to Minecraft?
Yeah, in the Minecraft challenge.
On Kay's slide.
On my slide.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
That was yours, right?
Yeah, I was working with, I'm trying to remember who I was working with, because we were a team, and that was what was challenging, because on the back side of it, this is supposed to be one of the angry birds, and the red one is supposed to be on the other side. So it was very interesting to try to work together in a limited amount of time. It was a good challenge.
That was me.
Okay, yes,
Chris,
sorry.
And I believe Lotus is building with you. And one of the other things for this Minecraft challenge rules was you had to build an iconic object from a popular game. You could work as an individual or group. You are not allowed to tell anyone outside your group what the game character or the iconic object you are building before or during Minecraft challenge.
So communication was a big challenge. I think we ended up using signs a little bit. But mostly we just we just acted.
and a couple other things. The project was totally from Wool. And whether or not it makes sense for the game, I'm reading the instructions here. And it gave you a list of objects that you could put on it, and you got bonus parts for moving parts. And that was one of the ones that we just had a little while ago. That great roller coaster ride. And perspective. That is playing with your audience perspective by making your project appear as one thing from one direction and an entirely different thing from another direction. And I think that's what you played with, didn't you guys? I only have a picture from one side, though.
Yeah, that's what we were going for. It would have been cool to make it more 3D instead of being flat on each side, but with the time limitations, that was impossible.
Yeah, and it was really short. You got like 30 minutes or less to try and do this, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and you were just given the instructions then. So, just wrapping up, what we wanted to say is, like I said, we will have more Minecraft professional development from our network in October. And we are participating in Connected Educator Month. So on October 11th, we'll do a Minecraft and More hangout where we can go ahead and play. And then October 15th, we'll be doing a Minecraft tweet chat, so you can go ahead and you can join us there. We will be doing another Minecraft and More Unsymposium in spring 2005. More details to come. And if anybody's in the least bit interested in joining us in developing this stuff, go ahead and let us know. And we'd love to have other people who might be watching out there as speakers also. So that's about all I have. So let me get off mic and let other people wrap up or make comments.
All right. So does anyone have any parting comments or any pearls of wisdom for those that are watching?
I'd like to hear from the fox.
Me too. Come on, Vasily.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And even if you don't have a pearl of wisdom, I'm going to talk about you. So go ahead and tell people what exactly we're showing them here at the end.
Are you on the Flickr right now?
No, we are showing your screen.
Oh. So, hi guys. I have a CD there right now. We just had an update for this software, so it's kind of a little laggy. I think I have to restart my computer for the update to work for the program. But this program is called FaceRig, and it is a real-time face tracking software that can apply my facial movements to a computer-generated character. This is a wolf/fox character. They have lots of different other characters to choose from, and different backgrounds as well. You can also do green screen and some really fun stuff. But face tracking in real time with webcam is a huge accomplishment right off the bat. So this was a Kickstarter, but it's available through Steam, and it's really fun to play around. I think would make a cool video production piece for my students. So I'm writing the grant as we speak for that. But I mean, it's not like it's a super expensive thing either.
And PC only.
Yeah, PC only. And the other thing that I was going to say is that the Games and Simulation Network, we do have that survey out there on communication tools, and this is one of the boxes you can check. Do you want to learn more about FaceRig? And look for us for this fall to do a hangout session on all the cool communication tools. Stuff like this and lots of other stuff that gamers normally use. So just to let you know about that. Other than that, I think it's about time to wrap it up.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching, and thank you, VSTE and Grand Oak Techie Owls, and as well as Inevitable Instructors. Thank you all for making this a wonderful presentation and letting us get started on Minecraft. So we'll see you guys all in World and see you in the discussion forums as well. So feel free to visit the Connect as well as some of the other things that are out there. So thank you guys all, and everyone have a great night. Goodbye.
Good night. Thank
Bye.
you.
Hi guys.
Good night.